Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you are having a fantastic day. We have a new Grand Hero Battle unit, and that means another unit review video. For this video, we have male Kana. You can recruit him by completing his Grand Hero Battle stage. If you manage to complete all the modes, then you should get a grand total of 3 Kanas, 2 4-stars and 1 3-star. In this video, I'm going to review his default skills and stats just so you'll have a better understanding on how he works, and hopefully from that, you can decide for yourself whether or not he's worth promoting to 5 stars or simply better used as skill fodder. Kana is our first official free-to-play Dragonstone unit. Technically, female Corn was our first, but she was only given out for free to Android users a couple months after the game was released, so she doesn't really count. Anyways, he's a blue Dragonstone unit to be exact, and his stats are really balanced. He's a jack of all trades, doesn't excel in anything, but hey, at least he has decent speed. Just like female Kana, both of these guys are underwhelming at merge level 1. They become better with every merge level because they are able to use every single stat. The biggest difference between female Kana and male Kana besides their color is having access to IVs. Male Kana is free to play, so his stats are always going to be neutral. If he was able to get IVs, then his build options could have been more flexible, but unfortunately that's not the case. For a free to play unit, his stats aren't that bad. If we compare him with Corn and Noe, he's kinda in the middle for every stat aside from resistance. And just from looking at stats, I don't think he's worth promoting or using over the other two. Corn and Noe are both summonable as 3-star and 4-star, so they have a higher ceiling than Kana because they have higher merge potential. However, if you're a big fan of Kana, then go ahead and consider promoting him. Everyone should always consider investing in using units that they like. I'm always for that because that's what this game is all about. His weapon is Water Breath. It's the same as female Kana's. I don't think it's a better weapon than Lightning Breath, but it's not bad for a budget build. The extra defense and resistance complements his stats very well as it increases both defensive stats and allows him to become a better mixed tank. He can be used to tank both physical and magical melee units on the enemy phase while using the secondary effect from Water Breath to take out ranged units on the player phase. Dragon Fang is his special, boosts attack by 50%. It's usable on budget sets, but a defense-based special like Bonfire or Ignis would be better. Aether would be another acceptable special, but it depends on the rest of the skill set. A skill is Brazen Defense Resistance. Now, this is the first time we're getting access to a Brazen skill through a free-to-play unit, so Papa Bless Intelligence Systems. These Brazen skills are very strong skills when used correctly. I can't really tell you the best units that can utilize this particular Brazen skill because honestly, a lot of units can use it. One thing for sure though, armored units can use Brazen skills much better than the other classes because they have access to Warrior Fighter. But how good is the skill on Kana? It's alright. He does still need help from additional skills to ensure that he survives versus most matchups, or at least soaks enough damage and be healthy enough to still do some work while Brazen is active. I'll talk more about that when we get into the build segment later on. C skill is Fortified Dragons. Here's another premium skill that you can sacrifice him for. It's a great stat buffing skill for all Dragon Emblem teams out there. So stat wise, Kana doesn't bring too much to the table, especially with no access to IVs. However, he is still a solid usable unit for those that are new to the game. For the most part, he has amazing base skills in Brazen Defense Resistance and Fortified Dragons. I'm going to say he has the same problem as female Kana, which lies in his lowish attack. He might struggle with 1-round K-Wing units that he isn't advantageous against, which are blues and greens. Here's his budget set. I'd recommend Swordbreaker in the B slot to improve his matchups versus sword units. Swordbreaker will stop FEHeroes from doubling, which prevents her from using her Ragno Estra on the first fight unless she's running Sling Edge. More importantly, it prevents Falchion Lords from doubling and killing him. His weapon can be refined defense or speed. It really depends on what team buffs are available on the team. If Honed Dragon buffs are present, then I would go for defense refinement, while speed refinement I think would be better if all you have is another Fortified Dragon buff on the team. I kept Dragon Fang there just as a budget choice. The other two specials, Bonfire and Ignis, are much better options. C slot is flexible. Fortified Dragons is great on Dragon Emblem teams, while Attack Smoke, other smoke skills, and Tactic skills are great for mixed Emblem teams. Here's a basic Steady Breath Quick Riposte set with Aether. He can run this set with Water Breath or Lightning Breath. He'll have less coverage with Water Breath, but he'll be able to tank much better versus melee foes on enemy phase compared to Lightning Breath. Steady or Warding Breath can be used in the A slot. I personally think Steady Breath works better with Water Breath, while Warding Breath might be a better option with Lightning Breath. Weapon can be refined in speed or defense. Again, it depends on what team buffs are present on the team. I don't think speed refinement is worth it unless there's at least a honed speed buff on the team, because 36 speed isn't going to prevent much doubles versus plus 10 merge foes. Last set is a debuffing Dark Breath Shield Pulse build. Pavise will start off at 1 cooldown at the start of combat, so when he goes and attacks a melee unit on the player phase, Pavise will activate and reduce the enemy's first counter hit by 50%. The idea is to increase Kana's survivability for that first player phase engagement so he can safely activate Brazen defense resistance, as well as activating Dark Breath and Red Smoke to set up for the following enemy phase. After the first engagement, the surrounding enemies will be debuffed for -5 attack, -5 speed, -7 resistance, while Kana is granted +13 defense and resistance from Brazen defense resistance and close defense. He's going to be one tanky little big-headed boy on the enemy phase. Since he already has lowish attack and doesn't have a damage special for this set, resistance smoke and team buffs are going to be important for this build. Alright, so this is for those that refer to my free-to-play guides. This is my free-to-play usage list. I made it to keep you guys up to date to show you guys which units I consider using for those free-to-play videos. Assume everyone is 4 stars unless there's a gold star next to them. Since I didn't make a video for Finn, I'm going to talk about him here in this video. As good as Finn is for free-to-play guides, I won't be using him for any videos because he's a Tempest Trials unit and I don't really need him. With that being said, I'm placing him in never used. I'm also putting Kana in never used because his kit isn't that good for Inferno mode. He won't be able to kill anything. At most, he can become a wall. Plus, he has a useless C skill because there's no other free-to-play dragon. There are some other changes to this list. Jerome is getting moved down to never use. Sias is moved down to situational. Takumi is moving down to never use. His kit is just way too unique and hard to replicate for new players that weren't able to get him, so he's going to move down to never use until his next Grand Hero battle appearance. I really like male Kana mainly because of his art. Is freaking adorable. I think it's great that we finally got a free-to-play dragon. I hope we get more, but in a different color. I think it's important to have a diverse free-to-play pool available for players, especially for new players, because it makes it that much easier to create these expensive emblem teams. Let me know what your plans are for Kana. Most of you guys are probably going to kill him off, rest in pepperonis, but if you do plan to use him, what kind of skill set do you plan to use on him? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. And that's going to be it for this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.